EA Sports is proud to present continuing coverage of the world of golf. Today, live coverage comes your way of the final round. It is the great challenge that all these golfers face, trying to string 4 solid rounds together, trying to best Mother Nature and this course, and trying to beat the entire field as we check the leaderboard. A number of folks in contention, including our leader. And not the way you want to start your morning. That is going to be trouble right out of the starting gate. Let's bring in Nota Begay the third once again. And Nota, this is a building process. And before you run, you walk. Before you win, you contend. And here we are. Our featured player has a crack at it, in contention.
Yes, they certainly got to be somewhat close to the lead to have even a chance of winning. But at the end of the day, in order to close that gap, there's going to be some big golf required. Lots of birdies, lots of firepower, no holding back. You got to hit the green light.
Yeah, and if they sail through that green light and all goes well, they get the checkered flag and pick up this enormous victory. How's this? An invitation to the Masters and as well an exemption to the U.S. Open.
Well, we had a chance to look at the lie, and well, just getting that ball in the green itself was really an accomplishment. Good shot.
Nota Begay is on the ground for us at the first green.
And I don't think he'll want to deviate from a straight-in read, just a little uphill.
That didn't need much more, but it does come up just about a foot short. Okay, that's in for par here at the first, and he'll remain 3 shots off the pace. On now to the second here at Bandon Dunes, a long par 3 coming in at 220 yards, and it is every bit of those 220 as well, as it can play up to 30 feet uphill depending on the tee box. Fortunately, shots that run long do have a tendency to funnel back down. All right, you take those all day long. On the green, chance for birdie coming up. And the computer dials this one up at 26 feet. The pace, absolutely perfect there. Down the slope, it's in for a birdie. And he'll get it to 1 under now for the day, 4 under overall. On to our first par 5 of the round, the 563-yard third hole. Bunkers dot the fairway on each side, and they're penal. But if you can avoid those, you'll find a wide, receptive green that will yield its share of 3s and 4s. This one moving just a little bit to the right with that wind. Okay, that's going to be safely in the fairway, and that's where you need to play from if you're going to make a final round surge. Well within range from here, a second now to the par 5. That one had to feel good.
Yeah, struck it so well. You could see that by the reaction of that ball when it hit the green. Landed so softly.
Had a pretty good run at it. That would have been a nice eagle, but couldn't quite find the line. Nicely done, and things looking good early. That's birdies at 2 and 3. And he moves to 2 under for his round and -5 overall. Up next, we come to the par 4 fourth hole, which measures out at 443 yards. Beware that the rough is thick if you miss here, but a well-placed drive rewards you with our first real look at the Pacific, as you'll see that big expanse of blue and start to hear the crashing waves below. Okay, center of the green, a good safe shot. He's hoping here to at least get this to tap in range, but it is for birdie. That's a pretty good putt, just a little bit off the mark. Okay, that one finished off. It's a par here at 4. And he's going to remain one shot off the pace. On now to the number 1 handicap hole on the course. That is the 445-yard par 4 fifth. This one plays right along the bluffs of the Pacific. Keeping it straight here is the big key, because trouble lurks on either side if your tee shot or your approach are wayward. Okay, that's going to be safely in the fairway, and that's where you need to play from if you're going to make a final round surge. He split the middle of the street on this one. He's going to have a good look. Second shot. Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good.
The ball was always heading a little bit right, but inside 10 feet, there's nothing wrong with that on this hole.
8 feet now for birdie. Nope. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5, and he'll remain one shot back. The second par 3 of this front side, another long one, this 6th hole measuring out at 217 yards. That voice in your head will be telling you don't go left, because if you do, you'll be down the cliff and onto the beach here by 5 Mile Point. This is the exact wrong time for that. In contention in the final round, but this is into the heavy stuff. Now a second to this par 3.
It is a game of touch. It is evidence right there when your touch is out. What a difference it makes. That ball went a long way past.
This is a good-sized putt, 27 feet away. Oh, that'll bring a wry smile. A very good putt there to save his par. And he's going to stay 2 back. We make our turn away from the ocean now and head to the par 4 7th. At 411 yards, it offers a nice wide fairway to sort of bomb away into. That will likely leave an uphill approach for the second to a green that is one of the more difficult on the course. This one's starting a little bit right. Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in the rough now, wondering what might have been. Yep, well done. That's in for par here at 7. And he'll stay at 5 under. The 8th hole here at Bandon takes us back toward the ocean. It's a par 4 at 385 yards, so it's not a long one. If you can successfully navigate or bomb it over those 2 fairway bunkers, you could leave yourself with not much more than 50 yards or so for your approach. Well, he's taking a big run at this. Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. About a 60% make percentage from here. This for birdie. Close. Okay, that in for par here at the 8th. And he'll remain right where he is. On now to the finishing hole here on Bandon Dunes' front side, the par 5 9th. It's the longest on the course, measuring out at 585 yards. You'll find a handful of pot bunkers in the inopportune spots along the way. But if you can navigate your way around them, you just might wind up with a birdie putt.
That got a fortunate bounce. It'll be just fine.
Still better than 3 bills away as he puts forth his second to the par 5. Nothing wrong with that. Inside of 5 feet. Nicely done. Chance now to make the turn with some momentum for birdie. Yep, that's nicely done. It's a birdie here at the 9th. And that's going to be a 3 under 33 on this front side. We begin the back 9 here at Bandon Dunes with a par 4 measuring out at 380 yards. It's yet another hole where that blue ocean catches your eye in the distance beyond. This hole, fairly straightforward, but big hitters should take note of that pot bunker that sits about 30 yards short of the green. Ooh, that started well right. And now our co-leader with problems here off the tee. That ball going to settle down into the thick stuff. He'll have to conjure something from this lie because that is not very good. See if he can knock it on in 2. Now this, for birdie at 10.
And he's seemingly had no problem with his reads all round long, so this shouldn't be too difficult.
Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
Safely in. It's a par here at the 10th. And he'll remain at 6 under par. The 11th here at Bandon Dunes at 452 yards, a par 4. The pot bunker left of the fairway is the main concern on the tee shot. From there, an uphill second takes you to a green that slopes away and back toward the ocean beyond. And that, a good-looking shot there, well placed in the fairway. So a breeze at his back as he readies his second to the par 4.
Well, not super close, but safely on the green.
We welcome in Iona Stephen. This, a putt for birdie.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Rich, this is not a complicated putt. We're going up a little slope, so pace essential.
Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And that'll move him to 7 under par. On to the par 3 12th hole. This is the number 18 handicap hole, so maybe that gives you a little reason for optimism. But par is not a bad score here, as this measures out at 238 yards, the longest of the 4 par 3s. Still work to do to get this on the green. This is second. Just 5 feet left. No missteps there. It is a par here at 12. And the lead will remain 1. The rolling hills of Oregon provide the backdrop to this par 5 13th hole. At 553 yards, it is reachable in 2. Big dunes in the fairway could make the stance awkward for that second shot, but a big green that measures better than 50 yards head to toe does yield a good number of eagle putts. This one started up the right side. All right, in the fairway. That's what he wanted to do. After the tee shot, puts himself in really good position here on the par 5. Okay, safely in for par here at 13. And this is going to stay a 2-shot lead. On a course with so many great vistas, this is visually a tough hole, this par 4 14th. Look out in the fairway and you'll see pot bunkers to contend with in your landing area. If you can stay left of the danger, you will have a better look into an elongated green.
Now that was 50-50 off the tee. Rough, fairway. I guess it was more than 50-50. Fairway's fine.
So from just off to the side of the green here, this is second to the par 4. This will be a 14-foot putt here. Goodness, that was too bad. That would have been a good birdie, but not to be. No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And that cushion's going to remain 2 shots. On now to the final par 3 on the course, the 15th, listed at 206 yards. Don't be lulled to sleep by the sound of crashing waves and seagulls. This hole can bite you, especially if you don't avoid that front right bunker, the deepest on the course. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Looking back up from behind the green, a second to this par 3. Eight-foot putt here. Oh, so close. Come on. Okay, a bogey here at the 15th. The lead is down to a single shot now, with 3 holes to play. Maybe the prettiest hole on the golf course, this par 4 16th. A plethora of options off the tee. Most end up deciding to see just how close to the green they can get it. Beware, though, of the ever-present Bandon Dunes pot bunkers, as well as some pretty thick gorse off to the right. And some trouble here for our leader. That is into the bunker off the tee. And this not... That one was running so hot. Sizable putt from 16 feet. No chance there. Never got it to the hole. Okay, in for a bogey at 16, and he'll fall back to 5 under. Feast or famine here on this par 4 17th at 405 yards. There are no good misses off the tee. Left has pot bunkers and thick gorse. Right with a long bunker and the side of a canyon to contend with. Best to just put one right down the middle, but that's easy for me to say. Yeah, if you see shortish par 4s like this, it's a great time to bring out the irons, and that is going to work out well. So, Iona, this is second from the fairway.
131 all the way to the flag today. Pin on the right-hand side, so really looking for a fade in here if he can.
And that one barely makes the front of the green. Do you realize if you just miss hit the middle of the club by a quarter of an inch, you lose 10%? That's right, 10%.
Nope, that was never going to climb that hill, and he has left himself a tester coming up from about 8 feet. Yeah, that's a good putt. It is in for par here at 17, and he'll stay right where he is. On to the home hole to wrap up the round here at Bandon Dunes. And after battling to get here, isn't it nice to have a birdie hole to take you to the clubhouse? That's what we have with this 558-yard par 5. Simply avoid the bunkers off the tee, and you should have a good chance to reach this green in too. Yeah, that's going to work just fine in the fairway here at 18, and now they'll seek the birdie that could win him the tournament. So this for a finishing birdie at 18.
And he couldn't ask for a better setup from this distance. Just slightly uphill, something on the right edge could go in.
I think he was about ready to walk that in. That looked on target the whole way. Okay, a little disappointing here at the finish, but still a tie atop the leaderboard. So now it's just time to see what transpires. Frank, one way to look at this is as a possible stepping stone to future greatness. It's an amateur title for our featured player, and it does include a ticket to compete in the Masters and the U.S. Open.
Huge present on the back end, that's for sure. But Rich, you and I have both had a lot of fun covering the amateur game, some of these great amateur tournaments around the world. And we see this young talent, and I mean, there's a lot of it, but it only sort of eventuates in one winner. That one person gets that ticket to the U.S. Open and the Masters.
So for Frank Nobilo, Nota Begay III, and Iona Stephen, I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time on EA Sports PGA Tour Golf.